Hi, Dave Jones here again. We're going to look at the major pentatonic scale in this lesson. If you're following along in the scale lessons, if you've learnt the minor pentatonic, fingering wise this shouldn't give you too much of a problem. We're going to use a useful position of the major pentatonic, and I'll do you a close-up of it and then I'll talk a little bit about it. Okay, as usual the PDF's up on the website of this scale, and like the minor pentatonic, if you're following the lessons, this is a movable scale form. I'm going to do it in A, and then I'll talk a little bit about keys in a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with the little finger at the 5th fret on the thick E string, the note A. So that's your first note. Then we're going to play the 2nd fret of the A string with the 1st finger. Then we're going to play the 4th fret of the A string with the 3rd finger. Then we're going to play the 2nd fret of the D string with the 1st finger. The 4th fret of the D string with the 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the G string, 1st finger, 4th fret on the G string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the B string, 1st finger, 5th fret on the B string with the little finger, 2nd fret on the high E string with the 1st finger, and 5th fret on the high E string with the little finger. So the scale is okay, so that's the major pentatonic scale. And if you're following along with these lessons, and if you look at the theory lessons up on the website, you start to understand how the pentatonic scales are formed and why they're formed. I won't go too much into that in this lesson at all, because you can get that somewhere else on the site. But as usual, once you've got the scale, start noodling around in it. And what you might notice is it sounds very kind of country-esque. It's because the pentatonic scale, major pentatonic scale, is probably the biggest scale used in country music, and it's a really useful scale. You don't have to use it over country music. You can use it over any song in a major key, whereas you use the minor pentatonic over songs in the minor key to improvise lead guitar solos. You use the major pentatonic, or can use the major pentatonic, in songs in a major key to improvise guitar solos. But what you might notice, the reason I showed you it's the same position really, and again this is in the theory sessions, but every major key's got a relative minor. So what you might notice with that is it's the same fingering pattern as the minor pentatonic. In the last lesson we're doing this for the minor pentatonic and stopping on that note, because you can use that note, but we're stopping on that note because it's a 2-octave minor pentatonic scale starting from the root note to root note. This is a 2-octave major pentatonic scale. It's the same shape, if you like, but almost backwards. So we're starting with our little finger there and replicating the same shape. But because we started with our little finger, we have to carry on to our little finger to get the root note again. So I hope you found that useful. Again, that's a movable scale form. If you print the PDF off, I've used A just because I used A for the other one, but you could use anywhere on that would be C, major pentatonic, because it's the 8th fret, the note C. Hopefully you should be picking this up if you're working it along with the PDF and along with the theory lessons. You should be kind of getting all this sort of stuff together. And again, I've marked the root notes in it because it's a 2-octave scale. A, 3 A's that come in a 2-octave scale, I've marked those in black dots, and the other notes in the scale are marked in red dots with the fingering, suggested fingering. So you shouldn't have too many problems with that. And I'll see you again sometime. Hope you found it useful.